Jake Johnson, what's up, everybody? It's Untethered Live on a Sunday night. It's Bible study night. What's happening? My phone is going off the hook. Hang on. All right. I got that set up. Amanda, you get the golden star tonight. First in chat. Imagine that. How is everybody? It is Untethered Live, and I am your host, Jake Johnson, and this is the show about stuff. Tonight it's about the Bible, though. And this hot cup of coffee. And the letter F and the number 6 or 5. 6, 5, 5. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Come on in. It's going to be a lovely one. We are in the great book of 2 Kings, chapter 13, verse 7. That's where we left off last week. That's where we're going to pick up this week. We have seen the Israelites come from landowners, proud, rich people, down into slavery, and then out of slavery back to being nomads again, living in tents, dwelling outside of Samaria because of their sin. And that's where we're picking up, somewhere in that area of the story. It's quite interesting how it works out for these people. You'll see. Amanda, give yourself a gold star. You know you deserved it. Lizarine, F65655. Got it. That's the one. Welcome to the show, Lizarine and Dennis Bowles. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. It's going to be a good night. I can feel it in my bones. Just splashed myself in the face with coffee. Hey, Dennis. Good to see you, buddy. Amanda, how are you? Don't I look like I just woke up out of a nap and just jumped right on the screen? I'm going for that look. I'm great. LOL. Yes, you do, Jake. I do, don't I? Like I just woke up. It's that youthful beauty. That's what it is. Mustache adds 10 years to my life. It's like a Samson thing. I don't know. Anyway. Where is everybody tonight? Y'all are a talkative bunch for sure. I had a good time last weekend, just so you know. Last week. Wednesday and Friday, I mean. Slow Sunday night. It's not that bad. It'll pick up. I'm surely it will. April will be here in a minute and the party will be on then. Got my trip all planned out. Got everything figured out how I'm going to do it. I'm busy crocheting. Are you making me a sweater? Or one of those little hats? Amanda says, right. What are you crocheting, Lizarine? My mother used to do that for hours. We got Afghans for days. Not a straight one in the bunch, but that's all right. She made them, and we love them. Dennis says, I'm putting some cabinets together, but I'm still listening. I hear you, brother. I got to do that soon, too. Hi, Vanessa. Welcome back. 1 a.m. Howdy, brother. 1 a.m. Wow. Time flies over there, doesn't it? It's only 8 o'clock here. 8:05. Yep. Amanda says, hi, Vanessa. Welcome back. Lisa Reen says, it's a beautiful shawl, and I don't wear them, LOL. But this pattern is gorgeous. Well, you could always take that and throw it over the back of your chair. I don't know many people that do wear shawls, but you can find a use for them. Vanessa says, hey, beautiful souls. Well, thank you, Vanessa. That's lovely. Appreciate it. You're a beautiful soul, too. I'm totally hitting on your soul right now, just so you know. Just kidding. Relax. Anyway, we got a good read in store for us tonight. We're going to be covering some serious repercussions for doing the wrong thing. You'll see how that turns out. I'm going to go till about 8:10 and then we'll get started. So 4 more minutes. I got my heat on, so it's nice and cool here in North Carolina. Starting to feel like wintertime. How is it where you're at? Are you cold yet? It is October. I'm pretty sure it's October everywhere. Is that like a time zone thing? Is it September over there in the UK? I'm just kidding. That would be cool, though, wouldn't it? You could not only travel into the past, but travel back to another season. That would be weird. Kind of makes you wonder what it's like on bigger planets. Like on Jupiter. Does Jupiter have seasons? And if so, does it have time zones? And if so, could you enjoy it before you melted to death and was crushed under the pressure of the awesomeness that is Jupiter? Other than that. Hot and humid still, says Amanda. Nice in the mornings, though. Well, it is Florida. You're right there at the equator. You're lucky it ever gets cool there. You're traveling at 1,000 miles an hour eastward. Did you know that? I don't know if I buy all that, but that's what they say. That would mean I'm moving slightly slower than you are, if things are to be believed. I don't know how that is because, I can drive to you without wrecking, but I'm just saying. That's what they say anyway. Yeah, that's what they say. They say a lot of things, though. They also say that up is up and down is down, north is south, east and west. But if you look at a map, if you just move the perspective of the map from above it to north, which is where you're supposed to start from on a map, every direction, in every direction, is south. Did you know that? So if you're looking at a Mercator map, which is the United States proper this way, the one that you see in the travel guides and such, if you're looking at that map and you just imagine yourself being at the North Pole looking directly down at the North Pole instead of looking directly down at wherever you are, every direction is south. There is no other direction to go. You can go east and west if you walk around in circles, but you can't go north because you're north already. But you can go south in every direction. I did know that. Did you? Vanessa says it's cold in the UK. My heating is on all day. I hadn't got there yet. I'm just turning it on at night, but it's still cool here during the day. It's an amazing world we live in. I'm trying to get one of those little blue boxes from Wikipedia to appear below my video that says, this video is taken out of context. For more information on what we want you to believe, click this link. I like those. I wear that as a badge of honor. Like, I said something right. Anyway, on to the task at hand. Y'all didn't come here to hear me chatter on about the world. Let's talk about the Bible. If you got yours handy, crack them open to the great book of 2 Kings, chapter 13, verse 7, and it reads, neither did he leave of the people of Jehoahaz but 50 horsemen and 10 chariots and 10,000 footmen, for the king of Syria had destroyed them and had made them like the dust by the threshing. The threshing is the threshing floor where they would beat wheat and get the chaff off of wheat and make grains with it and such. Flour. Dusty, pretty dusty is what he means. It means they're all scattered out. And these are the people who directly disobeyed God. And the ones that God saved now live in tents outside of the place where they were once held captive. So they're back to being nomads again. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoahaz and all that he did and his might, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel? Well, we're reading it, so yes, they are. And Jehoahaz slept with his fathers, and they buried him in Samaria, and Joash his son reigned in his stead. In the 37th year of Joash, king of Judah, began Jehoash, not the same guy, Joash, different person. There's an H in his name. The son of Jehoahaz to reign over Israel and Samaria, and reigned for 16 years. And guess, roll the dice, good king or bad king? And he did that which is evil in the sight of the Lord. He departed not from all the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who made Israel to sin, but he walked therein. He did exactly the same thing. What is the sin that Jeroboam did? He set up a false religion, and he caused people to believe in it. A religion that is anti-God. There's a hair sticking straight up on my head, and I can't stand it. Lifeless devil, come out. All right, I think I got it. All right. That's what Jeroboam did. That's what all of the kings that preceded him have done, with the exception of one or two. For the most part, they've all been bad. And that's why this area has so much trouble. Why is this important today? Why would we care what a king from 2,500 years ago did? Well, they're paying the price for it today. If you think about what's going on in Gaza, if you think about what's going on in Israel right now, as we speak, the stuff that's on the news right now is repercussions from what these kings did back in those days. This is the same area. These are the same people. And they're still paying for it. That's what happens when you go against God proper, when you refuse generation after generation to do what he wants you to do. He will destroy you. He will cause calamity in the land, and there's nothing you can do to avoid it. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. And the rest of the acts of Joash and all that he did and his might wherewith he fought against Amaziah, king of Judah, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel? And Joash slept with his fathers, and Jeroboam sat upon his throne. And Joash was buried in Samaria with the kings of Israel. Now, Jeroboam was a bad dude. He had no concern for anybody. And he exploited humanity's built-in instinct to worship. He exploited it for his own benefit. And he caused them to give to him tithes and offerings and made him very rich based on their belief in the religion he set up for them to believe in. This is not a good thing to do. This is what's known as taking the Lord's name in vain, pretending that God sent you to do something that he did not send you to do. That is taking the Lord's name in vain. That is one of the commandments that he broke. A good one of the first three. So it's no wonder his people have suffered and paid the consequences ever since, because they're still doing it. What was this mysterious religion? Well, I don't know. It doesn't say, but there's a few out there that I could point at that would be good contenders. Islam. It isn't that one, but I'm saying there's some good ones out there. Anyway, now Elisha was fallen sick of his sickness whereof he died. Remember Elisha? Elisha was the guy with the double portion of Elijah, meaning that he had twice the power of God that Elijah had. And Joash, the king of Israel, came down unto him and wept over his face and said, "O my father, the chariot of Israel and the horsemen thereof." He's calling him the power behind Israel. That's what he means by that statement. My father, the chariot of Israel, meaning you are the power that drives Israel and the horseman that pulls it. You know, that's a pretty big compliment for a man, a single man. And this is the king talking to Elisha, who is just a common man. Oh, never has been anything other than a common man. And Elisha said unto him, "Take bow and arrows." And he took unto him bow and arrows. And he said to the king of Israel, "Put thine hand upon the bow." And he put his hand upon it. And Elisha put his hands upon the king's hands, holding the bow. So he's standing before him, holding the bow and arrow. And Elisha puts his hands on his hands. And he said, "Open the window eastward." And he opened it. And then Elisha said, "Shoot." And he shot. So he just shot an arrow, blessed by God, out of the window. Random, no aiming at anything. He just, pow, there it goes. And he said, "The arrow of the Lord's deliverance, and the arrow of deliverance from Syria. For thou shalt smite the Syrians in Aphek until thou have consumed them." This is a blessing from Elisha to the king of Judah. And he said, "Take the arrows," and he took them. And he said unto the king of Israel, "Smite upon the ground." And he smote 3 times upon the ground and stayed. He smote thrice and stayed. And the man of God was wroth with him. Does this sound familiar? I'll read that again, so in case you didn't catch it, because I know you know what I'm talking about here. He said, "Take up the arrows." So this is God speaking through Elisha to the king of Judah, or, the leader of Israel, like Moses, kind of. And he says to him, "Take up this bundle of sticks." And then he said, "Smite the ground." That's a very clear statement, is it not? Hit the ground. And the king hit the ground 3 times and stayed in a pose like, bam, bam, bam. Look at me. I'm pretty badass. That is not what he asked him to do. Why? That's why he's mad with him, because this is allegorious of what Moses did with Aaron's rod when God said, "Smite the rock." And what did Moses do? He turned to the people and said, "Must I feed you always? Must I always be here to take care of your problems?" And he hit the rock 3 times, thereby taking the power of God and placing it upon himself, taking the credit for what should have been a miraculous thing, water coming from a rock, because God feeds you, not because Moses feeds you. See what happened there? And the man of God was wroth with him and said, "Thou shouldest have smitten 5 or 6 times. Then thou hast smitten Samaria till thou hast consumed it. Whereas now thou shalt smite Samaria but 3 times." This is not exactly the same thing, but it's in the same ballpark. And Elisha died, and they buried him. And the bands of the Moabites invaded the land at the coming in of the year, which is, December. Actually, in those days, it was whenever harvest was, that's the beginning of the new year, harvest and then planting. So I don't know if they measured years the same way we do, but you can figure it out. And it came to pass, as they were burying a man, that behold, they spied a band of men, and they cast the man into the sepulchre of Elisha. Wrong place. And when the man was let down and touched the bones of Elisha, he revived and stood up on his feet. Okay, that's odd. Elisha did have a double power of Elijah, which meant he could revive the dead, but he himself is dead and in a sepulcher or in a coffin. So while they're burying this guy, they look up and see a band of people coming over the hill, and they just drop the body and turn to attend to the attackers coming from behind, and they drop this guy into Elisha. And when he touches him, the guy comes back to life. Now, this is allegory, obviously. This is referring to the dry bones of the people. If you look at it allegoriously, what we're talking about is a dead religion. People have forgotten about God. Their bones are dry. Their spirits are dry, right? And when they touch the man of God, when they get close to the real power, the righteousness of God, they come back to life. They spring back into existence. That's what this is talking about. But that's not what is written here. This guy came back to life. So you can look at it either way you want to. I think it literally happened, but stranger things have happened in the Bible. We'll see. But Hazael, king of Syria, oppressed Israel all the days of Jehoahaz. And the Lord was gracious unto them, and had compassion on them, and had respect unto them, because of his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and would not destroy them, neither cast he them from his presence as yet. That means he hadn't done it yet. That don't mean he ain't going to. So Hazael, king of Syria, died, and Ben-Hadad, his son, reigned in his stead. We've already been through these stories in proper terms. Now we're just recapping, right? That's why these names sound familiar, because we've already read about them. And Jehoash, the son of Jehoahaz, took again out of the hand of Ben-Hadad, the son of Hazael, the cities. Remember, he had already delivered those cities from this guy once. Now that he's dead, he took them back, which he had taken out of the hand of Jehoahaz, his father, by war. 3 times did Joash beat him and recover the cities of Israel. So 3 times he's recovered these cities. In the 2nd year of Joash, son of Jehoahaz, king of Israel, reigned Amaziah, the son of Joash, king of Judah. 2 different guys, Joash, Jehoahaz, and Joash. Different people. He was 25 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 29 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Jehoadan of Jerusalem. What a nice name, Jehoadan. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord. Joash turned out to be a good guy. Yet not like David, his father, his great-great-great-grandfather. He did according to all things that as Joash, his father, did. So I'm guessing, by the way I'm reading this, in the 2nd year of Joash, the son of Jehoahaz of Israel, reigned Amaziah, the son of Joash, king of Judah. Okay, so it's Amaziah, not Joash. Sorry. That's the way you got to watch how they word things, because you'll get tripped up real easy. So Amaziah did right in the eyes of God. Joash followed the religion of Jeroboam. That's what we read in the previous page. All right. He did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, yet not like David his father. He ain't quite as righteous as David was, but he still was in favor of God. And he did according to all things as Joash his father did. Howbeit, The high places were not taken away. As yet, the people did sacrifice burnt incense on the high places. So there's still these false religions in all these different places where they've got these altars built everywhere. And it came to pass, as soon as the kingdom was confirmed in his hand, that he slew his servants, which had slain the king his father. He got revenge for his father's death almost immediately, while yet being coronated. But the children of the murderers he slew not, according unto that which is written in the book of the law of Moses, wherein the Lord commanded, saying, the father shall not be put to death for the children, nor the children be put to death for the fathers. But every man shall be put to death for his own sin. You see, before Moses, God would release a generational curse sometimes. And up to the third or fourth generation, people would suffer for that which their fathers did, because they were in the bloodline. They were part of the problem. After Moses had a few things to contribute to the law, and one of them was, that's not fair, God. It's not fair for an innocent child to suffer for something that a grown man did, or a grown man who didn't know his other counterpart. If that guy did something bad, this guy didn't, he shouldn't pay for it. So they added that clause. So now God punishes you for what you do. He does not punish your children for what you do. So that's a comfort. He slew of Edom. Edom is Esau's country. Esau is the brother of Isaac, or Jacob, rather. Yeah. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob had... I can't remember who is from that family. Anyway, the red-headed boy, the hunter that was hairy. It was Jacob whose mother, right, gave him the cloak of wool and made him go talk to his blind father, who gave him the blessing that gave him Israel, or the blessing of Israel, when it should have been Esau, but it wasn't, because Esau was technically the eldest son. They were twins. Anyway, Edom means Esau. It's red. That's what that word means, or ruddy. In the valley of Salt, 10,000, and took Selah by war. Selah means pause. Wait a minute, just so you know. And called the name of it Joktheel unto this day. Then Amaziah sent messengers to Jehoash, not Joash, Jehoash, the son of Jehoahaz, son of Jehu, king of Israel, saying, come, let us look one another in the face. Come, let's have ourselves a meeting face to face. None of this letter writing stuff. Come on over here. We'll talk face to face. And Jehoash, king of Israel, sent to Amaziah, king of Judah. Remember, Israel and Judah have separated, so there's two kings over Israel. Israel proper, which is 10 tribes, and then Judah, which is its own tribe, the king line. That's David's tribe. Saying, the thistle that was in Lebanon sent to the cedar that was in Lebanon, saying, give thy daughter to my son to wife. And there passed by a wild beast that was in Lebanon, and trode down the thistle. Thou hast indeed smitten Edom, Edom being the thistle they're referring to. And thine heart hath lifted thee up. Glory of this, and tarry yet home. For why shouldest thou meddle to thy hurt, that thou shouldest fall, even thou and Judah with thee? Why should you get involved with this until you end up getting killed? Yes, we beat Edom. Yes, we've wiped them off the face of the earth or out of the land. They were a thorn in our sides, thistles, thorns. But why should you get involved? This is between me and them, not me and you. If you get involved, you're just going to get killed. That's what he's saying. But Amaziah would not hear. Therefore Jehoash, king of Israel, went up, and he and Amaziah, king of Judah, looked one another in the face at Beth Shemesh, which belongeth to Judah. So it's on their home turf. That's good to have the home advantage sometimes. And Judah was put to the worse before Israel, and they fled every man to their tents. Judah didn't fare so well on their own turf. And Jehoash, king of Israel, took Amaziah, king of Judah, the son of Jehoash, the son of Ahaziah, at Bethshemesh, and came to Jerusalem, and brake down the wall of Jerusalem from the gate of Ephraim unto the corner gate. 400 cubits of wall he destroyed. And he took all the gold and silver and all the vessels that were found in the house of the Lord, and the treasure, and into the treasures of the king's house, and hostages, and returned to Samaria. Notice what he didn't take. I'll read that list again so that you can hear it. We're talking about the temple of God, where the holiest of holies is, where the Ark of the Covenant resides. He took all the gold and silver and all the vessels that were found in the house of the Lord, and in the treasuries of the king's house, and hostages, and returned to Samaria. But he did not take the Ark of the Covenant. Now, the rest of the acts of Jehoash, which he did, and his might, and how he fought with Amaziah, king of Judah, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? And Jehoash slept with his fathers and was buried in Samaria with the kings of Israel, and Jeroboam his son reigned in his stead. And Amaziah the son of Joash, king of Judah, lived after the death of Jehoash, son of Jehoahaz, king of Israel, for 15 years. And the rest of the acts of Amaziah, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? Now, they made a conspiracy against him in Jerusalem, and he fled to Lachish. But they sent after him to Lachish and slew him there. So there goes Amaziah. Nobody gets out of here alive, folks. That is the moral of the story in the Bible most of the time. And they brought him on horses, and he was buried at Jerusalem with his fathers in the city of David. And all the people of Judah took Azariah, which was 16 years old, and made him king instead of his father Amaziah. So Azariah now becomes king. Kevin Cox, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Hope all is well with you in April. I'm glad you made it. He built Elath and restored it to Judah. After that, the king slept with his fathers. In the 15th year of Amaziah, the son of Joash, king of Judah, Jeroboam, the son of Joash, king of Israel, began to reign in Samaria, and reigned for 41 years. Now, this is a little confusing. There are two Joashes, and you need to hear this, because if you get confused on this, it's going to throw you off big time. There are two Joashes, and they're on opposite sides at different times, slightly. And there's also two Jeroboams. There's a bad Jeroboam and a good Jeroboam. We'll get to that later. And speaking of the Joash, king of Israel, who reigned in Samaria, Samaria being the seat of power, not Jerusalem. That's Judah's seat of power. Samaria is Israel's seat of power at this time. And he reigned for 41 years, and he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord. He departed not from all the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, which is the bad Jeroboam, who made Israel to sin. And as far as I know, every time they refer to him, they call him the son of Nebat, and not just Jeroboam. Anytime they just say Jeroboam, they're talking about the other one. He restored the coast of Israel from the entering in of Hamath unto the sea of the plain, according to the word of the Lord God Israel, which he spake by the hand of his servant Jonah, the son of Amittai, the prophet, which was of Gathaver. Now, Jonah is an important figure in the Bible. That's the one that eventually gets swallowed by the great fish. We'll talk about that in depth when it occurs, when he's trying to get away from going to where God told him to go, because he thinks he's going to get killed there. He gets killed there, by the way. Spoiler. Anyway, Israel has been decimated. They have been broken up. There's Judah and there's Israel, and there's two half tribes that aren't playing this game at all. Two half tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh. But there's 10 11, and then the 2 half tribes makes 12. There's 2 kings set up over our land that should be together, not divided. 12 tribes all together, which happened in 1948, by the way. They came back together. That's the beginning of the end of the generation of the fig tree mentioned in Daniel. Anyway, what was I going to say here? So they've been doing bad for a while. Anytime you have Israel not in Jerusalem, you can pretty much bet they're going to be against God. Samaria, look at what Samaria contributed to the world. Just look at the buildings there. Look at the false deities on the walls and such, statues and things that they built. You can tell at a glance that was not a God-fearing civilization. You don't even have to delve deep into it. Just look at what they found of Samaria proper so far. They were bad people. Those were the Israelites. That's who ran Samaria for a while. I don't know that they stayed that way afterwards, but for a long time, Samaria was the seat of power for Israel. Israel being the people, not the place. The place is now called Israel, Jerusalem, but it wasn't called that at the time. It's a little confusing, that area. But just know that what's happening there now is the same thing that was happening there then. It's the same battle. It's the same fight over the same territory, the West Bank, Canaan, as it were, or as they would call it something else nowadays, but it never has gotten any better. And they still at each other's throats the whole time. For the Lord saw the affliction of Israel, that it was very bitter. For there was not any shut up, nor any left, nor any helper for Israel. They were not doing good. And the Lord said not that he would blot out the name of Israel from under the heavens, but he saved them by the hand of Jeroboam, the son of Joash. That's the good Jeroboam. He saved them. How did he do that? He caused Jeroboam to be a good man, and he inevitably slowly turned them back to God. And that seems to be, if you read the Bible, you'll get a sense of a pattern emerging. Good king, bad king, good king, bad king, good king, bad king. It's like a teeter-totter or a seesaw. It just keeps going back and forth, back and forth. This guy will be born and he'll raise up and become king. And next thing you know, he's a righteous man. He does all the right things. He's good in the eyes of God. And then he'll have a son, and that son will be a total peckerhead and just go against God all the way. Listen to his buddies or whatever it is they do. It's a never-ending cycle. But now the rest of the acts of Jeroboam and all that he did and his might and how he warred and how he recovered Damascus and Hamath, which belongeth to Judah for Israel. Are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? And Jeroboam slept with his fathers, even with the kings of Israel. And Zechariah, his son, reigned in his stead. And in the 27th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, began Azariah, the son of Amaziah, king of Judah, to reign over in Judah. So we got 2 brand new kings. Let's see how they do the job. 16 years old was he when he began to reign, talking about Azariah. And he reigned for 52 years in Jerusalem. 52 years. That's different than the 16 and the 12 and the 3 years. 52 years he was king. Was he a good king? Probably. And his mother's name was Jehoaliah, of Jerusalem. That's a hard one to say. Jehoaliah. There you go. I believe in general, sir, as long as humans will be alive, we will keep hurting each other and killing the planet for oil, land, ego, status, so on. I don't know what that word is. The animals and the trees. Well, Vanessa, you're not wrong, honey. There will always be war on planet Earth. Always. That's in the Bible also. That's in Revelations. You can find that. Save the animals and the trees. I got you. Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that they're not teaching you in school these days. People are the reason this planet exists. There's something special. There's a spark of divinity in all of us. And we are as worthy of saving as those trees and those animals. In fact, more so because this place was created for our benefit. That's why it's here, so that we can be here. There's no other planet in the universe that does what this one does. And the reason is because this one is where people were put. Now, you're not wrong. I want you to go through life knowing that you're not wrong. There will always be bad people, but you have to understand a little bit bigger than yourself. You have to look back, step back just a little bit, look at it. If there is evil in the world, by you admitting that evil exists, you are also admitting that good exists, because if you didn't ever see good, you would never be able to recognize evil, because it would mean nothing. It would just be the way it is. But it's not. It's a thing that you recognize as bad, which means you've seen good. And if that's true, then you have a choice to make. And only you can make it. Nobody can make it for you. What is that choice? Well, it's to do the right thing or to do the wrong thing. And everything you do has a dichotomy. Everything you do, every instance of your life, there's a choice before you. And you make it every day. Well, if you do your part and make the right choice, then your life will inevitably lead to good. But everybody else has got to also. And if they don't, then bad is going to creep in somewhere, because people are making the wrong choices. I know it's a little difficult to look at life that way because there's so many people and so many choices to make, but that's the way it really is. Without good, evil has no value. Without evil, good has no value. You need the darkness for light to make sense. That's why it happens. That's why there will always be war in the world. That's why there will always be calamities and atrocities and travesties, because evil has a job to do and it's very good at it. Yin and yang, that's right, very good. Balance to everything. But that balance is not for the animals and the trees. It's for you. That's what the balance is intended for. The trees don't care. The trees will be here. If we got wiped off the planet tomorrow, they would still be here and they would keep right on being here. They don't care. But we do. Jeannie, welcome to the show. War does not exist, really. Well, that's weird, because you need to talk to some folks over in Israel, because they think it does. Hi, welcome to the show. Hi, Jeannie, welcome, says Amanda. April, good to see you, love. Jake, sorry I'm late. I'm cooking. I'm here listening. Be right back with chat. Much love, everybody, says April. Well, glad you're here. All right. So, this young Azariah, who reigned for 52 years, whose mother's name was Jecoliah of Jerusalem, he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, according to all that his father Amaziah had done, save the high places were not removed. What is commandment number 1? There are 10 commandments that God put before you to have written in your heart, that you know the difference between right and wrong instantly. You don't have to be taught it. You know it. Stick your hand in the cookie jar when you're a baby. You automatically know you're doing something wrong. You don't have to be told. You don't have to be explained property rights or value or anything like that, or personal space. You know you did something wrong. Same thing with the rest of the commandments, by the way. Commandment number 1 is, I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. And yet every single one of these righteous men who did right in the sight of God left these high places in place, left people worshiping false deities in their cities right there. They just left them. They probably believed in some sort of equality or some sort of inclusivity or something like that. Probably one of those words we use today to describe nonsense that we have to put up with that other people shouldn't be doing. Probably the same thing going on there. because I can't think of another reason why I would sit here and watch somebody worship a false deity in my presence and not do something to stop it. Only on TV, says Jeannie. Okay, Jeannie. Well, unfortunately, war is very real and it's very unpleasant and it's very costly. It's not good for anybody. That being said, there's always going to be war. There'll be rumors of peace and rumors of war. People will cry, peace, peace, peace. But there will be no peace, ever, ever. Write it down that I said so. Okay. The people at large sacrificed and burnt incense still on the high places, even though this righteous king is in power. He let it happen. God doesn't like that, and it causes problems. And the Lord smote the king so that he was a leper unto the day of his death. Why? Because he let the high places stay up. He could have just avoided all that by getting rid of them. But because he let it happen, he had to suffer some consequence for it. Lisa Reen says, good versus evil. Yes, that's the story, the morality of the Bible. It really is. Vanessa says, thank you, sir. You are amazing. We all learning together on here like brothers and sisters. That's right, Vanessa. That's right. I'm learning right alongside of you. Jeannie says, and rumors of wars. Yes. That means that they're going to claim to be starting wars that never quite come to fruition, but there's still going to be some that do. Anyway, so until the day Azariah died, he was a leper because he let this continue and dwelt in a several house. What is a several house? I don't know. Somebody look up what a several house is. I assume it means not a palace, an intermediary between palace and peasant, somewhere in the middle, but I don't know what that means. A several house. Several. And Jotham, the king's son, was over the house, judging the people of the land. Like a halfway house, kind of, is what I'm thinking. CWL, welcome back. Hi, Joe Puta. Well, what if I don't want to hide it? Trump 2024. Yes, sir. Or ma'am, whatever you are. I read that the UN did a study back in the late 90s or early 2000s that the world only had 80 days of peace in the 20th century. A segregated house. That may be too. I don't know. Is that what, did you look that up, CWL? What a several house is? All right, listen up. This is a Bible study. No politics tonight. Come back on Wednesday to talk that stuff, and we'll talk it all night long. Tonight, let's talk about what we're reading. Yeah, that's what Google told me it was. Thank you for looking it up. CWL says that a several house is a segregated house, which means there are 2 or 3 different types of people living in this place, and it's separating them. Good day, comma. Ian Watts. How are you? How are you? Amen, says Hi Joe. Thank you, Hi Joe. Ian, how are you, sir? Doing well, I hope. And the rest of the acts of Azariah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Judah? So Azariah slept with his fathers, and they buried him with his father in the city of David. That's the city of David is the seat of power, or Zion, in Jerusalem, which is where all of the kings of his line are buried, for the most part. And Jotham, his son, reigned in his stead. In the 38th year of Azariah, king of Judah, did Zechariah, the son of Jeroboam, reign over Israel in Samaria for 6 months. He must have been a bad one. He didn't last very long. 6 months, puppet king. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, see, as his fathers had done. He departed not from the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who made Israel to sin. And Shallum, the son of Jabesh conspired against him and smote him before the people and slew him and reigned in his stead, took his job right away from him. Israel's going to flatline Gaza. It's possible. I'm going well, but it's hot and humid here. Typical Aussie weather. Well, it's starting to get cold here, Ian. I envy you, sir. Cole, welcome to the show. And the rest of the acts of Zechariah, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel. This was the word of the Lord which he spake unto Jehu, saying, Thy sons shall sit on the throne of Israel unto the fourth generation. So it came to pass. And remember way back when we were talking about the king Jehu, God told him through a prophet that 4 generations beyond him would be king. And this is the 4th generation of them. It has come to pass. That prophecy has been fulfilled. So you can say that God proves his prophecies, the ones that he can prove, while they happen in the Bible. You read them, there they are. That's what he said would happen. That's what happened. There are some prophecies that reach out beyond the Bible that have not yet happened. They will. I've got things going on here. All right. Shallum, the son of Jabesh, began to reign in the 39th year of Uzziah, king of Judah, and he reigned a full month in Samaria. I'm guessing he was a bad guy, too. Hunter Foos, hi, welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show. For Menahem, the son of Gadi, went up from Tirzah and came to Samaria and smote Shallum, the son of Jabesh, in Samaria and slew him and reigned in his stead. So just like he took the other guy's job, this guy took his job right in front of everybody. That's how you can do if you're a king, or if you're of the king line. You can just walk up and gank somebody and take their job, and who's going to stop you? And the rest of the acts of Shallum and his conspiracy which he made, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel. Then Menahem smote Tipshah. You say that word, it's hard. And all that were therein, and the coasts thereof from Tirzah, because they opened not to him, therefore he smote it. And all the women therein that were with child, he ripped up. I guess he didn't want them to survive him. That's pretty gruesome. So Menahem, bad guy, ripped up all the pregnant ladies and destroyed the city because they wouldn't let him come in and have his way with everybody. In the 13th year of Azariah, king of Judah, began Menahem, the son of Gadi, to reign over Israel, and reigned for 10 years in Samaria. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, and he departed not all his days from the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who made Israel to sin. He is likewise carrying on that tradition. About 5 generations now of that tradition continuing in Samaria, which is why Samaria was destroyed and no longer exists, so you know. And Pul, the king of Assyria, came against the land, and Menahem gave Pul 1,000 talents of silver, that his hand might be with him to confirm the kingdom in his hand. He paid his way so that another guy would support him while he took over everywhere. And Menahem exacted the money of Israel. How did he do that? By taxing them to death. Even of all the mighty men of wealth, of each man 50 shekels of silver, to give to the king of Assyria. So the king of Assyria turned back and stayed not there in the land. In other words, if he hadn't paid him off, he might have lost his land to the king of Assyria, because it was a pretty gruesome dude. But he paid him off instead. He did it with the backs of the work of the people of his own land. Sound familiar, America? $100 billion to who? How many times? Okay. Somebody please elect a Republican fast. And the rest of the acts of Menahem and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel? And Menahem slept with his fathers, and Pekaniah, his son, reigned in his stead. In the 15th year of Azariah, king of Judah, Pekaniah, the son of Menahem, began to reign over Israel and Samaria, and he reigned for 2 years. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord. He departed not from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who made Israel to sin. But Pekah, the son of Ramaliah, a captain of his, conspired against him and smote him in Samaria, and the palace of the king's house, and Argob, and Araiah, and with him 50 men of the Gileadites, and he killed them and reigned in his room. So Samaria has had a long list of people taking kinghood from them by force, by killing them in their rooms. Pardon me. Don't blow your nose on camera, Jake. It's unprofessional. Bad boy. Okay, we're back. And the rest of the acts of Pekaniah and all that he did, behold, I read that one. I'm lost. Hold on. Yep, I read that one. Here we go. In the days of Pekah, king of Israel, came Tiglath-Pileser. You say that word. Tiglath-Pileser. Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria. They need to not name people in Assyria because they don't know how to use consonants. And took Ijon and Abel-Beth-Maachah. See, told you that stop naming people. And Janoah, and Kadesh, and Hazor, and Gilead, and Galilee, all the land of Naphtali, and carried them captive to Assyria. So this guy, I'm going to call him Tig for short, he has taken pretty much all of the upper part of this area. All these different places held captive. Lisa Reen says, all these evil kings are what you get when you choose men for kings over God as king. Really poor choice, idiots. Lisa Reen, you could not be more right. If you'll go back and read the book about Saul and when they appointed him king, God says that very same thing. He says, look, I want to be your king, but you want a man king that you can talk to and manipulate. Well, if that's what you want, I'll give it to you. But let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm paraphrasing. Let me tell you what's going to happen if you get this man as a king. First thing he's going to do is take your sons from you, and your land, and your pride, and your wealth, and your autonomy, and your liberty. He's going to take it all, and he's going to use it in pointless wars, and you're going to lose your sons and daughters, and you're going to lose your right as the heir to the land that I've given you because of the king you chose. And they're like, fine, give us a king. We want to be like everybody else. Kind of like what's happening right now. Yes, you can give up your freedoms to gain some semblance of control, but what you're really doing is losing your freedom so that someone else can control you easier. And you're just giving it away. You're not even fighting for it. Stand up and fight. Say no once in a while. When somebody comes up with a thing that's too ridiculous, like in New Mexico, where the woman who is a governor says, nobody in the city can own a gun unless they're a cop. Well, that's not what the Constitution says, and you don't have a right to change that. So somebody needs to, sue you for treason and get you out of office and into prison, because that ain't right. Because the Constitution says you have the right to keep and bear arms, period. Shall not be infringed means shall not be infringed by you. Go figure. Anyway, I heard it when you read it to us. That's right, Lisa Reed. I was saying that more for other people's benefit. Clearly, you knew that because you just said it. You know. All right, so all these different cities have been carried away captive to Assyria. And Hosea, the son of Elah, made a conspiracy against Pekah, the son of Ramaliah, and smote him and slew him and reigned in his stead in the 20th year of Jotham, the son of Uzziah. And the rest of the acts of Pekah and all that he did, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel. And in the 2nd year of Pekah, the son of Ramaliah, king of Israel, began Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, to reign. 25 years old was he when he began to reign, and he reigned for 16 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Jerusha, the daughter of Zadok. Zadok means peace, by the way. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord. He did according to all that his father Uzziah had done. And that's where we're going to stop for today, ladies and gentlemen. We will pick up tomorrow night right here. Same place, same time, chapter 15, verse 35. Man, what a fantastic read that was. I hope that it taught you something. I hope that you learned something. Thank you, Swifty. I hope that it causes you to reach out with both hands to your father and build a relationship. Speak to him like you would speak to your friend. Tell him what's on your mind. Tell him what your fears are. Tell him what your hopes and dreams are. Tell him what your anxieties are, and watch him work in your life. If you invite him in, I guarantee you that's what he'll do. Now, read that Bible. Study it. Or come here and I'll do it for you. It is beholden upon you. It's incumbent upon you to learn what God wants from you. He's already put it out. All you got to do is consume it. And then you'll know. And then nobody can tell you anything because you already know. Isn't that wonderful? Won't you do me a favor while you ponder that little fact? And hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you get notifications of when my videos drop and when new videos come online. Won't you do that? Smash the like button. It's right in front of you. It's free. It's effortless. There's 13 people in chat and only 8 likes. That math don't add up. Somebody hit that like button, please. It's free, and it does help the channel with the algorithms, and it helps us get recommended to other people. So won't you do that? Share this video with somebody you love. Better yet, share it with somebody you don't love. Bring them into our family. Make them part of the fold. Be part of their solutions, not part of their problems. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confront me, conform me, drink my Kool-Aid. Make your own Kool-Aid as long as you're thinking critical. That's what I want. Critical thought coming from that brain of yours. And hey, if you love the Word of God and you can see the value in what I'm trying to build here and you'd like to help out, or if you feel led to send your tithes, offerings, or love offerings to this humble ministry, or if you just like to pat me on the back and say, hey, I see what you're doing, Jake. Good job. Here's a little something, something. You can do that. You can support my work by going to paypal.me/JakeJohnsonBand, paypal.me/JakeJohnsonBand. Or if you're a Cash App user, you can go to $JakeJohnsonBand. Every little bit helps. It's a win-win. It's a blessing to me. We live in a reciprocal universe, and God notices these things. So it's a blessing for you too. Remember that. And now, I will do everything in my power to be worthy of that support and answer every single one of your questions right now, as I always do. Welcome, newcomers. The Swifty. The Swifty says, I know I saw you here. Not a dad bot. Hi. Swifty says, hi. Okay, thank you. You're certainly welcome. Something in Russian says, hi. Hello, something in Russian. Welcome to the show. I assume that's Russian. You're using backwards letters. That's Russian, right? The Swifty says, yes, sir. Hi, Baktak. Welcome, says Amanda. I guess that's, no, it's not Baktak. Those are Russian letters. They don't spell Baktak. What is your name? My name is Jake Johnson. Yes, says the Swifty. Would you come to my church? I certainly would, if it was a good church. Jesus said there were 7 churches. And out of that 7 churches, only 2 of them were teaching what he wanted them to teach. The rest of them were in sin and probably wouldn't amount to a hill of beans. So that's a metaphor for the church bodies of the world. There are thousands of churches now. It's not like back then, but it's the same principle. Only some churches are teaching what God wants you to learn. And that is, in case you didn't understand it before, book, chapter, verse, explanation, understanding. That's it. You don't hear me telling you anything about how you get saved or your salvation of any kind. You don't hear me even praying for you unless you directly ask me to. You don't tell me you don't hear me say you have to get saved. You don't hear me say you have to do this or that or go to an altar call or donate or send $1,000 because Jesus wants you to buy a t-shirt. None of that. I tell you what the Bible says. I explain it to the best of my ability and I leave it at that. This is an academic study of God's word. This is not Bible Thumpery 101. So if your church is one of those, yes, I'd go. Oi, my gut, says Baktak, which is Klingon for my name is not Baktak. Baktak is his name, says Amanda. Okay. April says, great read, Jake. I'm going to rewatch it. I'm going to rewatch what I missed. I love you all so true. Well, you just watch later then. I understand. I know how it is. Can you come to my church? Jake says, the Swiftie, a second time. Yes, if it's a good church, I'd be glad to. Where is it? Amanda says, great read, Jake. I can't wait for tomorrow night's read. Me too. Thank you. It's going to be exciting. April says, God bless us all. Subscribe, share, hit the like button. Much love. Thank you, April. Thank you, says Swiftie. You're welcome. Newcomers, welcome. God bless all, says April. The Swiftie says, my grandparents own it. Well, that's even better. That's a nice church to be a part of. April says, Amanda, love you. Lisa, love you. Good to see everyone. Amanda says, I love you too, April, love. Lots of love around here. Swiftie says, I hope it is Hope Community Church in Carlinville, Illinois. Okay, Hope Community Church. Well, tell them to send out the invitation and pay for my travel expenses, and I will come forthwith, straight away. Swiftie says, at the plaza. It is. All right. April says, I'm here and looking forward to it. Me too. All right, that's the bottom of the chat. What do you have to say for yourself? I hope you guys had a good time tonight. Dave Sukai. Welcome, Dave. Come on in, take your shoes off. Wiggle your toes. It's going to be a good show. For those of you that are just joining us for the first time, my name is Jake Johnson. I'm a pastor. I have a lifetime of extensive study in the Bible, and I present it to the best of my ability, and that's pretty much it. What are you doing? Says Dennis. I'm talking, mostly. What are you doing? Dana, greetings. What do you mean, Dennis? What am I doing? I'm doing a podcast currently. The Swiftie says, I did. Okay. Dana says, greetings. Welcome, Dana. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're just kidding. I'm floundering. That's what I'm doing. Dana, hi, hon, says Amanda. Dana says, Amanda. April says, hello, Dennis. Much love. Dana, good to see you all. Isn't it great? Isn't it great that we got so many people interested in God's word? That's a accomplishment in and of itself right there. I'm proud to be part of that. I'm here, says Dana. That's fantastic. So am I. Vanessa says, Hieroglyphics today was amazing. Thank you, Jake. You're welcome, Vanessa. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking it out. We'll do it again tomorrow night at 8:30 or 1:30, apparently. And we do it Sunday and Monday nights every week. And then Wednesday and Friday, we get together and just hang out and have a good time and talk about whatever, play some music, whatever. Sometimes it inevitably goes back to the thing we were reading about in the Bible the week before, but sometimes we talk about completely random things. April says, yes, absolutely. And Vanessa, thanks, hon, for coming back. Thanks for coming back. Come on back now, you hear? Tis a beautiful night. Beautiful night to learn about God. That's what I say. And I've gone down some rabbit holes, believe me, so you're not alone. I have tried to read Kings more than once, and I couldn't get it. Thank you, Jake. Lisa Reen. It's my pleasure. If I did anything to make it easier for you, then I feel honored that I'm obliged to do so. And it can be difficult. How old are you, Jake? 279. Going on 49. I'll be 49 in December. Vanessa says, always will come back. I'm glad we met and sharing each other and sharing Earth together. Me too. Me too. Isn't it wonderful? This beautiful place that we call home, that we take for granted on a daily basis. It's nice to know that we're all in it together and that sooner or later we're going to figure that all out. A young man. Yeah, I feel young. April says everyone should memorize the 10 Commandments. That's a good start. Yeah, you already know the 10 Commandments, though. You don't have to memorize them. It's good to be able to recite them, but I promise you they're in your heart. I promise you they are. Don't believe me? Steal something and see if you don't feel bad about it. Here's my advice. If you do anything and it makes you feel bad, immediately repent for that and don't ever do that again. That's what you should do. That's how you should live your life. I use 2 methods, and it's served me well, and I'll pass it on to you. Maybe you can use it, and I hope you do. I would never do anything that I would be ashamed to tell my mother or my God. And that's it. Those are my rules. I don't do anything I'm ashamed to tell them about. And my mom's been dead since 2015, but I'm still living by that moniker. If I would be scared to tell her, if I would feel guilty about telling her, if I knew that she would look down on me for it, I wouldn't do it. Period. Live your life that way. See if it don't make you better. After all, that's why we're here, right? To become better human beings, to enlighten ourselves, to grow, to be metaphysically better human beings than we began as. I think that's why we're here. If you're not doing that, you're not grown up and you don't have any place at this conversation. You should be doing that. You should be looking to see how to improve yourself as a human being. Because that's the only reason you're here. April says, oh, I agree. Thank you. Dana says, the law of God is written in our hearts. This is why we know the difference between right and wrong, good and evil. Correct. Absolutely, Dana. Thank you. April says, I know our moms have and had dagger eyes. Yes, they could look at you and put the fear of God in you. My mom is the only human being alive that could go, shh, and I would shut up immediately mid-sentence. Only person alive that could do that. Believe me. I was 40 the last time she did it. That tell you anything? Dennis says, same here, but it's my dad who's gone. Mom's right here. Love that woman with everything you got, Dennis, because she won't be for long. Make every day count. I wish I could go back and make more days count. But God bless you. Dana says, hark. April says, oh, I know, Jake. Yes. Yes, I know. She's probably shissed you a couple of times, too. I loved my mom, though. She was a tough lady. I wish all of you could have met her. You would have loved her, too. You think I'm tough? No. I'm a baby. She was mean. But in the best way. Never apologized for a thing, ever. I don't think I've ever heard her admit to being wrong about anything. And I'm not sure she was, to be honest with you. My mom was awesome, though. I wish y'all could have met her. My dad, not so much. My dad was mean in the bad way. Amanda says, I miss her too, Jake. Well, I knew her longer, so April says, yes, I agree. I'm guilty of not spending enough time. I'm going to start. I got to take the time. Well, you better, because it's going away fast. That's the thing about time. You don't ever realize it until it's gone, but you can't get it back. When it's gone, it's gone. And that sand is ever pouring out of that hourglass until it is empty. And it never stops. You wake up one day and you're 30 years older and there's so many things you should have done that you just didn't get around to. And then you're asking yourself, well, why didn't I get around to it? I felt fine. I should have done it. Why didn't I do it? Because you had other things on your mind. Well, put the right things on your mind and get to it. Go see your mama. Go spend a day with her. Because she won't be there forever. But I wouldn't call that guilt. That's just life. It gets in the way. It's crazy how after I turned 18, I woke up 48. Yes. Isn't that weird? I experienced something similar, only I realized it was quite a long time ago. I don't think I became aware of time passing until I was like 38, 40, somewhere in that area. And then I realized, holy crap, I'm getting to be 50 fast. And now I'm 50. And I'm like, I could feel the wind pushing on my face as I'm flying through time towards death. And it creeps up on you. Be aware that you have finite amount of time here. And that time goes away. And it's very important that you use what time you have wisely, because you don't get to do it again. If you don't do it now, you're not ever going to do it, whatever it is. Anyway, I hope that helps somebody. Misery has a benefit, and that benefit is to teach other people not to feel misery. Yes, I remember. We all grow up fast, says April. Very fast. I don't think I ever had a childhood. I think I just started straight from diapers and went to work. I think that's kind of how it went for me. I don't recall being a child anyway. I think even when I was a child, I was hanging out with adults. But when I was a child, I spake as a child. I thought as a child, and I did as a child. But when I became a man, I would put away childish things. And now I look through a glass darkly. meaning I understand more than I did then, but not enough. I can see it, but it's hazy. See the forest through the trees. I worked at 13. My first job was a bag girl at Winn-Dixie. LOL. They made a movie about you. Well, my first job was bricklayer. It was not as easy as bagging groceries, but me too, Jake. Yes, Lisa Reen. Straight into the world. Never mind the playing with toys. Get out there and get to it. I think I was living with a woman in my own condo when I was 14 and driving everywhere I went. And then I graduated to Waffle House. Made the best smothered covered in chunk I ever tasted. Hash browns, baby. Have nightmares about those things. Sometimes I wake up in a cold sweat going, smothered and choked. Oh, it's just a dream. Whew. You ever have those nights? Aha. Now then I started singing while having a job. Yes. Yep. Christy Kaminja. Hi, just joined. Welcome to the show, Christy. Come on in. Maybe you'll find something you love here. Vanessa says, live in the moment, people, as life is like a frequency or energy, like electric. Kind of seems that way, doesn't it? Amanda says, hi, Christy, welcome. Dana says, tough times make men stronger. It is a character builder. Good times make men weak. Well, I would go one further to say that. If tough times make men stronger, and stronger men make times weak, and weak times make men weak, they probably weren't very strong men to begin with, but I do agree with you that hard times make character. April says, yes, I love the song Raisins in My Toast and the Waffle Family. Song was in the jukebox, and I miss those days. Raisins in My Toast and the Waffle Family? Really? I don't think I've ever heard either one of those songs. Christy says, hi, Amanda. And April says, hi, Christy, welcome. Lisa Reen says, I am craving hash browns now. Thanks a lot. Hey, you are strong. You can do anything. That is correct, Christy. There's nothing I can't do. Look at that gun right there. You see that? That's hellfire and brimstone. You see that? I'm scared of that one myself. Amanda says, LOL, Lisa Reen. Now you got me thinking about hash browns. That's terrible. Ooh, flex them, says April. Oh, you don't want me to get all real. You don't want me to let my mustache down. Christy says, hi, April. Gassed Cedar. Hello, are you a veteran? Marika. I don't know what Marika means, and no, sir, I'm not a veteran. Hey, to anyone who don't know, Jake and I are cousins. You keep saying that like you're ashamed of how you feel about me. Don't be. It's hard to resist, I know. Amanda says, hi, Gast, welcome. Love glasses. Thank you very much. I kind of like them too. I can read you. If I didn't have them on, I couldn't see. Am I a veteran? Do I look like a veteran? I know the mustache throws you off, makes you think I'm an army man, right? I'm not. Then it says, he's okay a little, April. Don't ever believe that for a second. I am not okay. I'm as crazy as a coot and you know it. But I ain't wrong. Christy says, but I got to go see you later. God bless you all. Christy, thanks for dropping by. We love having you. Come back and see us tomorrow night if you can. He might grow it out. I might. April says, I love you, Jake. I love you too, April. Lisa Reen says, welcome to all the newbies. Yes, it's nice that we're growing finally. We sat stagnant for quite a while, and now we're peaking up there, so it's nice. It's very nice. Bring your friends. Tell your parents about us. God bless you, Christy, says April. And it is approaching 9:30, so I got to turn into a pumpkin here soon and go to bed. I sure will. Now it's my bedtime. Mine too. I'm getting ready to go too. I got to get up early in the morning. Go do some work. Make some money. Boo. Boo. Boo-hoo. Bye. I got you. Yep, bye. See? Dana says, heart prayers. Heart prayers back at you, Dana. I love each and every one of you. I thank you so much for being here. I enjoyed the chat. April says, don't forget to hit the like button. Mwah, much love. Cold Creek Croft. Do you turn orange when you ripen? You see the color of my mustache? Yes. Enjoy it, says Amanda. See y'all tomorrow night. God bless all. Cold Creek, how you doing, buddy? Hadn't heard from you in a while. Missing you. Dennis says, you all take care and God bless you all. And hi, Cole, says Amanda. Dennis, be good. We'll see you tomorrow night. All right. Thank you guys for keeping the chat popping. Thank you for having such great questions and comments. Thank you for sharing of yourselves. Thank you for being my friends and each other's friends. It's important. We're building a community here. Nighty night. Hello, Cole. God bless all, says April. Dennis says, yeah, I'll be here tomorrow night. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm monitoring for YouTube to make sure you toe the line. Why I'm lurking each time, or am I? Hello and good night. Well, you can monitor all you want because YouTube is going to get me one way or the other. So April says, smiley face with herpes. See you then. Well, I ain't leaving until 9:30. I got 2 more minutes. Night, says Kevin. Good night, Kevin and Lisa Reen. I love you guys. MVTV, much love, says April. I got your monitor right here. That's right. Get him, Cold Creek. April says, good night, my love. Oh, that's so sweet. Like they need humans to do that anyway. Damn AI and algorithms, right? You wouldn't believe some of the stuff I've been flagged for that the AI got wrong. One day I'll read you a letter I had to send them one time. Big, long letter. I got them, though, I think. I still get copyright claims, but they hadn't taken my channel down since I sent that letter to them. So I've only been in YouTube jail once. They took my channel down for like a week, or 2 weeks, was it? I can't remember now. But it was bad. Hey, there's 9 people left in the chat. Anybody hasn't hit that like button yet, please do so. There's 11 likes, though. There it goes. 11 people in chat. So, more likes. I only get flagged for being extra pretty. Wait, what? Cold Creek Croft, you are extra pretty and you know it. And April says, ugh. What are you ugging about, April? Nobody said good night back to you. I said good night back to you, and I also said it was sweet. I know you weren't talking to me, but still. Have you ever got any thumbs downs? Like maybe just for spite from a troll? Not to the point where I could see them. At some point, they stopped letting people see the down votes. So I don't really know if I got any after that. But before that, no. Walter Davis, good evening. Welcome to the show, buddy. Amanda says, hi, Walter. And April says, AI, ugh. I got you. Yes, it's quite bad these days. April says, hello, Walter Love. How are you? I don't think I've gotten any down votes. I've only had one or two people ever say anything negative to me. Most trolls are in and out quickly. So, I don't know. That's a good question, though. I'd like to get that, whatever. There's some kind of browser thing that you can do that lets you see the down votes. Like a little code you can put in your browser. I need to do that so I can see the down votes. Cold Creek says, see, now Walter is here. You ain't going anywhere, Jake. And now I've hacked your phone. So we'll watch even if you sign off. May not be a good idea on second thought. It might not be, because I'm not wearing any pants beneath this nice shirt. And I inevitably have to stand up. You know what I'm saying? It's not a very long phone, though, so I don't know if it'll capture the full glory of everything, but it could. At least give you an idea. April says, too funny. But no, as long as people are here, I'm not going anywhere. LOL, Jake says, Amanda. One person in this chat knows I'm not fibbing. Walter says, hi, Jake, Amanda, April, Montana, Kevin, Dennis, Dana, Christy, Lisa-Reen, Vanessa. Gassed. Walter, you covered them all. Hi, back at you. In unison. Everybody on three. 1, 2, 3. Hi, Walter. Did you feel the earth shake? Cold Creek says, rumor has it you use empty soda bottles to, take care of business during live streams. Any truth to that? Ever mix up the bottles? No. No, I get up and leave. Amanda says, Cole, you might go crazy on some of his phone conversations. I'm just saying. True. Walter says, yeah, the earth shook just a little. Lisa-Reen says, hi, Walter. April says, LOL. You guys are hilarious. Please do hit the like button, subscribe, and share, and support if you can. I could use it. Appreciate you guys. Can't wait to get back to this study. 1535. Cold Creek says, Amanda, I heard that. We pass around the transcripts in the break room and have a blast. Yeah. I read some of my transcripts because YouTube is offering transcripts now. Interesting that. Amanda says, oh, I bet you do, LOL. I bet you do. It's weird when AI transcribes everything you say but doesn't speak Southern, so they miss half of what I say or write the wrong word. It's kind of interesting to read. You should check that out. Next time you go back to a video, hit the transcript button and see what happens. Holy hell, you look like a South Park character when you lean back. Camera lens. Nothing personal. Thank you. April says, yes. I look like a South Park character. Are you saying I talk out of the side of my mouth? Walter says, hey, Montana, what's the weather like out there these days? Daniels, welcome to the show. Can you please give me a shout out? Daniel, welcome to the show. How about that? Or do I need to say the words, shout out to Daniel? Walter says, hi, Daniels. Amanda says, hi, Daniels, welcome. Now, can you give me a shout out? Because turnabout's fair play. Touche. LOL. OMG, says April. Cold Creek says, your head becomes much too tiny for your body in that POV. That's called the Nancy Reagan effect. Warm October, but first forecast snow end of the week. Sigh. My head is perfectly the right size for my body. Thank you. Hiya, Daniel, says Lisa Reen. Daniel says, thank you. And April says, this is your channel. Daniels, welcome, says April. See, you didn't know you was going to get the kind of welcome that we roll out. And now your family. So come back tomorrow night at 8:30. So the weather forecast is frozen hell. Yes, Walter, it's going to get cold up there quickly. We just got rid of the snow, it seems like, Cold Creek. Now it's coming back. My, how time flies when you're having fun. All right, I really do have to get up and go to work in the morning, so I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for all that you contribute to the channel and to the chat and to myself. I appreciate each and every one of you personally. I love you, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow night. Have a great night, everybody. Do something nice for somebody. If you'll do that, I promise you it'll change your life. Try it. See if I'm wrong. Cold Creek says, just kind of a bummer for instant winter, 78 the last few days, then 50s and rain for a few, then high in the 30s with snow. Typical. Dana says, heart. Amanda says, nighters. We love all. Sweetest dreams, says April. Sweet dreams back at you. Thank you for being here. God bless you all. May his peace abound in your lives. May his love guide you always. Watch your mouth, Critical Strike. Later. Cheers. Safe travels. Not necessarily in that order, says Cold Creek. All right. Thanks for watching.